Alright guys, let's go over the Algebra J3.2 solutions. Some of this will go by really quick. Determine whether the graph represents a linear or nonlinear. The graph represents a nonlinear function because the graph is not a line. So a linear function means that it's a line, and we know that lines have to be perfectly straight. This one's got a curve in it, so it's nonlinear. Exercise number 6. Determine whether the graph represents linear or nonlinear. This graph represents a linear because the graph is a line. Exercise number 9. The graph represents a non-linear function because the graph is not a line. Number 10. This graph represents a non-linear because this graph is not a line. It has a curve in it. Determine whether the table represents a linear or nonlinear function. So we're looking for consistency. So here it's +1, here it's +1, here it's +1. So our x is increasing by 1. Our y is +5, +5, +5. As a matter of fact, if we wanted to figure out the slope of this, the change in y was 5, and the change in the x is 1. This one actually has a constant slope of 5. The relationship is linear. It is definitely linear because we have the rate of change is constant. Select the statements that could be used to justify. Rate of change is constant. The y values are multiples of 5. I guess technically they are multiples of 5, but it doesn't have to be multiples of 5. It has to have constant change. So it has to be +5, +5, +5. The rate of change is not constant. It's not that one. The y values increase by different amounts. It's not that one. The y values increase by the same amounts. That's true. The x values increase by 1. The y values increase by 5. That's true. So all of those are how you would answer exercise number 11. Exercise number 12. We're looking at the x, and it's going up +2, +2, +2. So it's increasing by 2. The y is, what is that? That's adding 6. Then it's adding 4. No, it's adding 2. Excuse me. -3 to -1 is adding 2. And then it's adding 4. This is non-linear, right? Which statement that could be used to justify your answer? The rate of change is constant. It is not constant. The y values are multiples of 3. They're not multiples of 3. The rate of change is not constant. That's true. The y values are increasing by different amounts. That's true. The y values increase by the same amount. That's not true. As x value increases by 2, the y value increases by 3. Not true. Question number 13. We've got +4, +4, +4. And down here we've got -4, 12 to 7, that's -5. 7 to 1 is -6. So that's nonlinear. The rate of change is constant. It's not. The x values are multiples of 4. I guess they are, but remember that we need to have constant change. So not just any multiples of 4. It's got to be constant, like +4, +4, +4. The rate of change is not constant. That's true. The y values increase by different amounts. Yes. The y values increase by the same amount. No. As the x value increases by 4, the y value decreases by 4. That is not true. All right, let's take a look at the next one. 14, we've got -1 to 0, that's +1. 0 to 1, that's +1. 1 to 2, that's +1. Then our y value is going -15, -15, -15. So this is linear. The rate of change is constant. That is true. So the rate of change is the slope. The change in y over the change in x. And so this is going to be -15 over 1, or our slope is -15. The rate of change is not constant. It is constant. The y value decreases by the same amount. The y value is decreasing by the same amount, yes. The y value decreases by a different amount. That's not true. As the x value increases by 1, the y value decreases by 15. That's true. So that's how we would do 14. 17. Determine if the equation y equals x squared plus 13 represents linear or nonlinear. So I'll just give you guys the examples again of nonlinear. Anything with a square root, anything with an exponent, anything with an exponent with a variable, and anything with x in the denominator. These ones are all telltale signs that it's going to be nonlinear. The equation represents a nonlinear because it cannot be written in slope-intercept form. And this one is because of that. Number 18, remember our nonlinear. It's going to be nonlinear if it's got a square root, something squared, something to an exponent, or if x is in the denominator. This has none of those things, so it is linear, and it can be written in y equals mx plus b. So on this one we got to be a little careful because this one is giving us the cube root of 8. So this is y equals cube root of 8 minus x. Now this one, you might jump at this one and say, but Mr. Wanless, you said no square roots. But if it's a cube root of a number, like you can actually figure this out. The cube root of 8 is 2. So this is actually y equals 2 minus x. And then you get rid of that cube root. And this can be written in slope-intercept form. In slope-intercept form, it's actually y equals -x plus 2. And so yes, this one can be written in slope-intercept form. Just like if you had one that was, let's say, something like y equals the square root of 16 plus x. Well, the square root of 16 is 4. Right? So this could be y equals 4 plus x. And that would be linear. The ones that you want to look out for are the square root of x. This is what we can't have. Number 20, we've got y equals 4x times 8 minus x. And now let's say that we did the distributive property. That would give us y is equal to 4x times 8 would be 32x, and then this would be minus 4x times x would be 4x squared. So we should be able to identify this as something that we can't have, right? So that is when you have x squared. So this one is nonlinear and cannot be written in slope-intercept form. 25. Which of the following do not represent linear functions? So here we've got x squared. So we know this one cannot be written. This one here can be written. This one can be because we don't have, the telltale signs are square root of x, x squared, some number to the exponent of x, or x in the denominator. That's what we're looking for to rule out. 8, x is equal to 8. This one is nonlinear because remember, we got to have a y. Right? We don't have a y value. x equals 9 minus 3/4 y, that's fine. Y equals 5x over 11, that's fine. Y equals the square root of x, that one is not good there. Okay? Question 27. Find the domain of the function represented by the graph. So remember the domain, those are your x values, right? So if we look at our x values, we've got 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Determine whether the domain is discrete or continuous. The domain is discrete, and because the graph has dots. Alright, on this one we've got find the domain of the graph. So this is a line, right? So we know that it's going to be continuous. We know that x is going to be greater than or equal to 0. And we know that x is going to be less than or equal to 7. We're going to take the small one and flip it. That gives us 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 7. That is our domain right there. The domain, this is continuous because the graph is a line segment. 36. The number y of calories burned after 8 hours of rock climbing is represented by y equals 650x. What is the domain? So the domain is going to be continuous because there's not anything that stops you. There's no chunks involved. So we know that the domain is going to be, and remember domain is x. Your x value is going to be greater than or equal to 0. And we know it's continuous, so that would mean it would have to be that choice. Explain. Time can be any real number greater than or equal to 0. So the time can be 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be in chunks of hours. Alright, I think this is number 37. You are researching the speed of sound waves in dry air at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The table shows the distance in miles the wave travels in t seconds. Okay? So this is an input, output. This is our x, y. Does the situation represent a linear function? Well, it looks like it does if you look at the graph. It went 0, 4.34, it went 4.86. And so you can look at this graph, and this is definitely a line. So we know that this is linear, and because the rate of change is constant. Okay? So yes, it is constant. Identify the domain. Well, we know it's a line, right? And so because it's a line, we're going to go x is greater than or equal to 0, and there's no end in sight, right? So we can just leave it. So we have x. The domain is x greater than or equal to 0. The domain is constant because the time can be any value greater than 0. Alright, that's it, guys. Alright, have a good rest of your day.